up, everybody, and welcome to the last episode of Hate2Pylon of 2020, which means the next time you will see our beautiful faces will be in a brand new year, and we're just going to be kicking it off and be hyped and excited. Tonight, we have the start of the very short and quick to start NBA season. We got some football action on Christmas, Saturday, and Sunday. So much football every day of the week. Super freaking excited. I'm hyped. I'm going to give you so much energy today. I cannot wait. But first things first. Okay, first of all, Jonathan, how are you doing today?
Exceptionally well.
Yes, sir. Exceptionally well. That's what I like to hear. And one thing that I want you guys to hear, follow us here on Twitch and YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Get us to 50 subs on both platforms, Twitch and on YouTube, twitch.tv/Hate2Pylon and youtube.com/CJT Creation Box. Go ahead and follow it. Go over there. You can watch the past episodes of Hate2Pylon and other stuff as well that we do here at the Creation Box Studios. Do the dang thing, and let's get us to being affiliates, and let's make this content bigger and better for you guys in 2021. Super excited. But also, because of the New Year's up, when New Year's start, people have New Year's resolutions. And, me and Jonathan were thinking, what would be a cool New Year's resolution for 2020? What is something that we want? What is something we want to achieve for you guys? And one thing for sure is that we want to go bigger and better. We want to get illustrious guests on the show, such as Matthew Berry. Shout out Matthew Berry. We'd love to have you on the show, talk some fantasy football, and let's talk some Washington Football Club, possibly by next year. We'll see. Also, Ocho Cinco, 8'5", baby. We love you over here, man. We want to talk some FIFA action with you, some football, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can pull some strings and get us on Madden as celebrity guests. I mean, we're not really celebrities, but who knows? Let's become friends and see what happens. These are two people we would love to see, and we're going to run down a list each and every week until we get you guys on. We want to get you guys on in 2021, so let's make it happen, guys. Let's make it happen. All right. So without any further ado, let's go to our games reviews that we were talking about last week. And Jonathan, do you want to kick it off for us?
Yeah. So the first game I had was, the Saturday night Panthers-Packers game. And I got a little overexcited. The homer in me came out. But, the Packers are a good team. They're the one seed in the NFC. And the Panthers only lost by one score. So I'll take it. It's a tough-fought loss. Didn't go the way I predicted. But we got a top 4 pick as of right now, so I'll take it. Are we going to go all my games and all of your games, or are we going to alternate?
We'll just go back and forth, back and forth.
All right, I got you. Do you have a Saturday game too?
Yeah, I did have a Saturday game. I had Buffalo and Denver. I was talking about cut a white girl with the same black gloves on. Firebar first and foremost. But
indeed,
the Buffalo Bills are a very hot team. They're hotter than Cole. They're hotter than J. Cole's next album. Josh Allen is really performing and getting into his groove right at the perfect time. I thought that Drew Lock could possibly stay hot after dropping 4 tutties on Carolina Panthers the week before, but the Buffalo defense is stout, and that Buffalo offense is really good. I mean, Stephon Diggs is just doing amazing things, leading their league in receptions and yards right now. So that is big time. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to. I think they clinched the AFC East for the first time in, a long time. The Patriots had a 14-year streak of the division, which is awesome. That's finally broken. Buffalo Bills, they got a team. I don't know how far they're going to go in the playoffs because the AFC is very stacked, which makes for good football. It makes for good postseason football, which we were here for 100,000%. We want good postseason football. Buffalo is deadly, just like O.J. Simpson. So you love to see it. You love to see new, fresh blood. We'll see how they do in the playoffs. Jonathan, what's the next game you got?
The next game I got is the Patriots-Dolphins game. And I never thought it would be so simple, but I found a way to win. Running the ball, I was right about that. I just had the wrong team. In the first matchup, it was the Patriots who were able to have that simple game plan of running the ball to win. This matchup, it was the Dolphins who ran for 250 yards, and they came out on top. So I'm considering that a half win, but also I called the under, which hit, so it's a dub for me.
Okay. Okay, so the next game that I have is, of course, my Washington football team, soon to be Washington Football Club, which I'm a fan of. I like the football club aspect. Gives an international feel, and it's different. And I said I took her to the O. You know how it goes. That's what was the difference in this game. Battle of the offenses. Washington's defense was stout. Was really good at passing game, shut down the passing game, was very stingy, giving up the big plays. But with our linebackers out, losing pretty much our first and second string linebackers, we are very thin at the linebacker position currently. So the running the ball was not good for us, for them anyways. Very, very bad in the first half. And it's because basically, literally, I said
Dwayne Haskins stinks.
Dwayne Haskins does not stink. He's just a little lonely and needs a little bit of loving. But
if only he could throw on the field like he does in the club.
Listen, he's going to do it. He's going to show it on the field. Whether it's going to be an NFL or an XFL, Dwayne Haskins will shine. And I said it on Twitter, and I'll say it again. I'm still a Dwayne Haskins fan.
The CFL?
Who knows? I think he could ball out for the DC Defenders. Shout out to my DC Defenders team. Lifelong DC Defenders fan. But I'm also a lifelong Washington Football Club fan, or Washington Red Wolves fan, or a Washington football team fan. All of the above, I'm a fan of. When we have competent play calling, when Scott Turner decides to actually, call good plays and do stuff to keep them in rhythm, our offense does well. We could not catch anything in the first half, which was just pitiful to see. I hated it. We have to rebuild this offense. And that includes the offensive coordinator because Scott Turner is terrible. And plus, we need weapons. The only person who was catching the ball was Logan Thomas this week. Terry had some good catches in the second half. Like, the offense started coming together once we were able to get a little bit of tempo, quick passes that weren't beyond the line of scrimmage. So that was a big thing as well. So, I like the concepts. We need AG back so bad. AG and AGG. If we can get those guys back this week or next week to help us push for the playoffs, it should be a big help. But who knows who's going to start at quarterback this week with everything being said.
Taylor Heineke.
Either way, it's not looking good for us right now. But if Alex Smith can make a return this week, then I feel better, and if he's healthy. I was wrong about this game, but the score was pretty close. It was what was it? 20-15. I think it's something like that. I can't remember the score. Hold on.
Oh, I got you. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's 20-15. I predicted 23-21, so I was pretty close with that. So we shall see. On to Carolina, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. Jonathan, what's the next game that you're going to talk about?
I had the Chiefs and the Saints game. And my preview song I had was "He Could Be the One" by Hannah Montana. Which CJ, did you watch Hannah Montana? Or no? That was.
I watched a little bit.
Do you remember this episode?
No, not. I'm not even gonna cap. I do not.
Do you remember Jake Ryan, the like super movie star?
Yeah.
That she was like on again, off again with. All right, so basically, this episode was she started dating Jake Ryan, but her dad hated Jake Ryan and didn't want to date her. So, in order to make Jake Ryan look better, she pretended to date her guitar player in her band, who was this bad boy named Jesse.
Mm.
But pretending to date him led to real feelings for him, and then it led to a whole I think it was like an hour-long episode. It was like 2-3 episodes long. Of her trying to figure out who was the one for her. So she wrote the song "He Could Be the One," and the whole time she's singing it, there's like flashbacks of her with both of them, and you don't know who the song's about. And that is how I was looking at the Saints this week. And apparently Taysom Hill is Jesse, the bad boy guitar player who got tossed to the side for Golden Boy Jake Ryan, a.k.a. Drew Brees. Yeah. This game hit the over, though. Over was 51.5, and I think 61 points were scored. So I'm calling this a win for me as well. I'm 2-0 right now. Well, 3-0. I'm like LeVar Ball. I never lost.
Mm.
Speaking of LeVar Ball, we are very excited to see LaMelo Ball make his regular season debut tomorrow night. But we'll have to wait for a recap for that in 2021.
Yes,
I think we each have one more game left here for our recap. CJ, what's the last game you got?
Actually, I still have 2 more games left.
Oh,
I have Philadelphia and Arizona. I said, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. And that is something that Philadelphia might be seeing in Jalen Hurts. He could be the Eagles starting quarterback in 2021 going forward, as sad boy Carson Wentz could be finding himself on the trading block or possibly even released next year.
he stinks.
He's definitely been providing a spark for Philadelphia. He's doing it with his arm and his legs. It's amazing how this team is all of a sudden rallying behind him, which shows you what possibly could be the reason that this team was failing. And it seems to be every single time that Carson Wentz is not playing for the Philadelphia Eagles in certain years, that Eagles team plays a lot better, especially when they had that Super Bowl run a couple years ago. That team just rallied around Nick Foles. And so it's interesting. It's, Carson Wentz the problem. And I think also Carson Wentz has that insecure girlfriend issue. Like, yo, babe, you promise I'm pretty? Like, you promise? Like, yeah, babe, you're pretty. But then realize, like, yo, if she's not here, we're definitely talking to somebody else. And I feel like it happened to her before, which is Carson Wentz, where you had Nick Foles, who came in and did his thing and then become Super Bowl MVP and has a statue outside of the building as well. So it's just like, how can you be happy at this house when you know that your ex-girlfriend definitely changed your life for the better and better things came out from it. Your mom loves your ex, but you're still trying to compete with that. You can't. And so that's why it's time for Carson Wentz to leave, and it's time for him to set his wings and fly. But also, on the other hand, we got a Cardinal. We got Kyler Murray coming to form, playing the way we expected him to play. This offense is humming. This defense is coming together as well. I mean, this team could be very dangerous, but they're just really inconsistent. But they did it this week. They was able to win the shootout this week. Let's see here. Yeah, they won 33-26. Very close game. let's see. Let's just pull out some stats real quick for at least on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts 24 for 44, 338 and 3 tutties. Crazy. With his counterpart Kyler Murray, 27 for 36, 406 yards passing, 3 tutties. He did throw a pick, but he also rushed for a touchdown for 4 total touchdowns for my guy. And of course, you can't talk about Kyler Murray when not talking about DeAndre Hopkins, the best wide receiver in the game currently. 9 catches, 169 yards, and a tutty. I mean, he is going to be mostly that offense. I mean, he's targeted 11 times, double the amount of the closest person, which was Dan Arnold at 5 targets. So you get him the ball, you win games. As simple as that. And Cardinals fly this week. You fly, baby.
Yeah. Real quick, Jalen Hurts also rushed for 63 yards and a touchdown. So he also had 4 touchdowns and 400 total yards. So a big day for both of those young quarterbacks.
Good the quarterback position has been changed. The being able to run the ball and run RPOs is going to be pretty much something that every team is probably going to be doing, because if it's run correctly, it's very dangerous, because it puts a lot of pressure on defensive ends and linebackers to stay gap sound and, really just be intentional with what they're doing. And so you see some guys in college getting some opportunities at NFL football that weren't able to get that opportunity years before. So I'm really excited to see what the NFL looks like in 3 to 4 years.
Facts. Speaking of young quarterbacks and future of the NFL, how about, only one of these teams had a young quarterback playing. The other one was out with injury. But Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns against the New York Football Giants without quarterback Daniel Jones. Colt McCoy started in his place. And my preview song was Who Do You Think You Are? Running Around Leaving Scars. And Baker Mayfield is out there running around leaving scars because he is carving up defenses as of late. He threw 20. He was 27 of 32 passing for 297 yards and 2 touchdowns. And also added 11 yards on the ground on 4 carries. Spread the ball around to 8 different receivers. So only 5 incompletions. Threw for 300 yards. Only took 1 sack. So Baker is doing his darndest to prove me wrong in my Baker Mayfield slander. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going because eventually I'm going to be right again. He has the hot hand right now. I'll give him that. But, eventually the hand's going to cool down. And he's going to go back to being Stinky Baker again. And when he is, I'm not going to have to change my mind about it because I've been saying he's stinky since day one. But he didn't stink this game. They won 20-6. I said the under of 44, and only 26 points were scored, so that was another win. And also Browns 4.5 were favored by 4.5, and they definitely covered that by winning by 14. So this was just a threefold win for me to wrap up my undefeated streak this week. Okay. A clean sweep.
Okay.
CJ, right. How did you do?
Going from one delusional person to another delusional team, and I said everything. Wait, hold up. You know what? I think it doesn't do justice. How about if I just play it?
On the book you never read.
That's why I say everything is not what it seems when you can get all you wanted and you follow the streams in my heart. It's just trouble if you go to extremes because everything is not what it seems.
Everything is not what it seems down in Pittsburgh. I've been waiting for this day. I've been waiting to say this ever since the Pittsburg Steelers played against the Washington football team. Their stock has been going downhill just like a fat kid on a sled, and it's going very fast. And my goodness, Pittsburgh Steelers losing to Cincinnati Bengals, who are 2-10-1, something like that, 2-11.
I think they're 3-9-1 now.
So, just awful. First and foremost, Zach Taylor's not a good head coach. Ryan Finley was the starting quarterback this week. Let him carve you up, run the ball, smiling on the way of doing that. Big Ben, I almost won my fantasy game. I almost won my fantasy game in the first half if Big Ben kept going. I was only up by 4 points. I knew I was going to lose, but he was playing so terribly. I almost had a sense of hope that I could possibly pull off this victory in my playoffs, but I did not. But it's not what it seems in Pittsburgh. 11-0 team now down to 11-3 and in danger of falling out of the AFC North championship picture to the Cleveland Browns. I would love to see that. That would be comical for me. This team has no running game. Big Ben is getting hit a lot. The defense put enough pressure on him. They've been getting some more catches. Deontay Johnson has been producing a little bit better. Juju still stinks. And if another person I see on these Washington football fan pages talk about Juju Smith-Schuster coming to Washington next season, you're an idiot because he is not a good wide receiver. Don't even say, oh, last time he was good is when he was a number 2 behind a stellar number 1. No, he still stinks. Okay? I don't want to see it. Juju is not worth the money. He's going to be trying to ask for big money. He's not worth it. He might get a 1 to 2 year prove-it deal, or maybe he just might re-sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who knows? I hope he doesn't come to Washington because it's not a smart decision. Is this the end for Ben Roethlisberger this season as well? I mean, this team is crumbling. Can we see a reload, rebuild situation? I mean, with that defense, they're Super Bowl ready, but what's up with that offense? Can you find competent wide receivers and a tight end who can catch the ball when thrown to? Who knows? Who knows? Jacoby Brissett to Pittsburgh Steelers, I would love to see that. Jameis Winston to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I would love to see that. Jameis Winston to that in that offense, chef's kiss. I would love to see that. But one thing I don't love to see is Pittsburgh Steelers playing football because they stink. But I do love when they lose, and this was a good week for me. I did get this game incorrect, thinking that they were going to get back on track this week, but now they have a tough task against Indianapolis Colts next week, and it doesn't look good for them. Indianapolis Colts has been hot, so
that boy KD is back.
Ooh, the game has started. Oh man,
yeah, he's had a dunk baseline.
Oh, we watching this game after this for sure.
Nice.
All right, so that's it for this past week. What was your overall takeaway from this week of NFL football action?
My takeaway actually goes with my pylon standout and my trash run.
Okay.
So my pylon standout for the week was Samuel Darnold of the New York Football Jets. He threw for 207 yards and 1 touchdown on 22 of 31 passing, no interceptions, also added 18 yards rushing. He hit 7 different receivers, no turnovers, and they defeated a occasionally very good Los Angeles Rams team. to get their first win, which is huge news for the New York Jets. They finally got a win, which takes me to my trash run of the week. The New York Jets winning a game. What are they doing? They just cost themselves Trevor Lawrence.
Our client, Trevor Lawrence.
And, Dabo once said passing on Deshaun Watson is like passing on Michael Jordan. Passing on Trevor Lawrence might be even more egregious.
Especially when he gave Notre Dame this past weekend.
He's got more prototypical size than Deshaun Watson. He's faster than Deshaun Watson. He is. Deshaun Watson isn't that fast. He's not slow, but he's not like a. Trevor Lawrence might run like a high 4.5, low 4.6.
What is
Deshaun's probably? I think. What did Deshaun run?
I feel like Deshaun ran a 4.5.
He might have.
I think he ran a 4.51, if I'm not mistaken.
Well. 4.68 and 4.67.
Is that combine or pro day?
Combine.
Okay. I guess we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that for the combine to see. Oh, will they even have an NFL combine this year?
They have to have something. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I can't imagine they're going to give up on it completely. It probably won't be the same as usual, but
They might break it up even more.
Yeah, they might. Like instead of having, I don't know how they're going to do it. Really, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is faster. He's bigger. And he's done it with less talent around him on offense this year, at least, compared to Trevor Lawrence, who had Mike Williams for 2 years. And some other really talented guys. But
Hunter Renfrow,
Mr. Third Down. Yeah. So Trevor Lawrence is really good. I don't know what the Jets are doing.
Justin Fields is good too.
Justin Fields is good, but
do you think now if the Jets decide to just stay with Sam Darnold, then do you see Justin Fields sliding in the draft and the rest of the quarterbacks dropping down?
they might, because that is a good point. A lot of people are assuming the Jets are still going to take a quarterback now that they missed out on Trevor Lawrence. They don't have to. They could draft either another offensive tackle to pair with Mekhi Becton, my guy from Louisville last year.
He's been really good.
Who's been a stud at left tackle so far this year. So they could draft a guy like Penei Sewell from Oregon, left tackle, and kick him to right tackle.
He's like the top tackle in the draft this year, right?
He is. Or they could trade the pick and get a plethora of other picks for a team who does want Justin Fields or Zach Wilson or somebody who wants Sewell themselves, or maybe somebody like Micah Parsons, the linebacker from Penn State, who can play off-ball and edge rusher. So a versatile guy there. So they have a lot of options, and they're not locked into a quarterback at 2. So that could shake up the draft. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens as we go along the draft process.
And we will cover the draft process for you guys. We will have a lot of awesome content for you. So definitely stay tuned for that. Tell a friend. Some mock drafts, a lot of indoor coverage, scouting, all the above coming this offseason. And so be on the lookout for that for sure.
Facts. Yeah. I'm heavily invested in the NFL draft process. I'm trying to convert CJ to an NFL draft nerd, but it might take some time. It's hard to jump right in. He's got to get his feet wet, so that's what this year is going to be. It's going to get me splashing his toes a little bit.
For sure. Get that big toe wet.
Yep, getting his feet in the water. Getting accustomed to the temperature before he's ready to dive headfirst into the draft waters. But yeah, I think you got anything else before we head into our predictions for this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my standouts real quick. So my pylon standout for this week is really a two-parter, but mostly importantly, Kyler Murray, which I talked about earlier on. Kyler Murray was just outstanding, 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air, and 1 running the ball. But I can't say that without saying Jalen Hurts played really well. It sucks that Jalen Hurts is possibly going to be the future in Philadelphia just because we're going to have to play him twice a year. He's going to be a problem for sure. But it's good to see. I like to see a guy who, especially coming out of Alabama, I want to see Philadelphia versus Miami. That's going to be a matchup if he becomes the starting quarterback next year. Going against the quarterback that replaced him in Alabama in that national championship game. So that's going to be a good story in general. I think, Jalen Hurts is definitely, he was a guy at Alabama, really didn't lose many games in college football, went to Oklahoma to get a chance to keep playing, played really well, got drafted in the second round, which a lot of people didn't see him being an NFL quarterback. He's now playing well. And only his second start, is still young, but if he continues on this trajectory with, the offensive mind that he has in Philadelphia, it should be really good to see. And I love it. I love to see a young, athletic, black quarterback take the reins and show some more diversity in the NFL. Also, so now, going from the good to the bad and the ugly, and I'm talking about Juju Smith-Schuster. I talked to you about you earlier. You stink. How are you going to come to my field, hands on my logo, and not expect to hear me roar? Juju, you're not very smart. You're a young kid. If you're going to be disrespectful, you better put up some numbers. Ever since you've been deemed as the number 1 guy in Pittsburgh, you just haven't done it. You haven't lived up to anything. And now this is the last year of your rookie deal. Will you get a big contract? Probably not. So, Juju, you're going into the trash room, my friend. How do you like that? I bet you don't. But no one likes your play right now. So, my friend, that goes for you and the Jets organization. We are going to throw you into the trash this week.
Bye-bye.
Get out.
You stink.
PU. And for Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts, and Kyler Murray, we got to give you a round of applause. And that's all I got for my trash run and for the Pylon standouts. So let's go ahead and move on, because this week we're not going to have a Thursday episode because it's Christmas Eve. So we will see you in the next year afterwards. So we'll do some Pylon picks today. And we'll enjoy our holiday, and then we'll come back to you guys fresh, restored, and ready to go. And Jonathan, do you want to kick it off with your first game that you have?
The first game I have is actually, you have the Friday night game, don't you?
I do have the Friday night game.
All right, you go first then I'll do my 2 Saturday games.
Okay.
Then we'll both do the Sunday game. You can do the Sunday night game. I'll do the Monday night game. Boom. Chronological order.
Sounds good to me. All right, so starting off here, we have a Friday Christmas game at 4:30 on Fox. We have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the New Orleans Saints. Both teams coming off a loss, so see what team could bounce back this week. Minnesota 6-8, New Orleans 10-4. The one thing that we can say about Minnesota is New Orleans kryptonite, because the last time these two teams faced each other, January 5th, in the playoffs, the Vikings took down the Saints 26-20. So this will definitely be a revenge game for New Orleans. We'll see if they can come out. We'll see if Dalvin Cook can run wild on his defense. Can Kirk Cousins just, get rid of the narrative of him not being a big time player, him being good at quarterback? Can he do that? We'll see. I am predicting the Saints get a victory here. They get the revenge that they're seeking. They're going to win 35-27. They're going to put up some big points. They need to get that momentum rolling so they can get a playoff run and finally get Drew Brees go out on the right note. Probably not, but we need Drew Brees to retire pretty soon anyway. So New Orleans wins this game 35-27. Johnny?
All right. I like it. And I would have to agree. I think the Saints are going to win that one. I'm going to go with the Saturday afternoon game. At 4:30, we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals and our boy Kyler Murray. This game is going to be interesting because Will recently signed 49ers quarterback Josh Rosen start or play at all. I believe the only other quarterback on the roster is CJ Beathard, who stinks. So if they can get Rosen acclimated, he could see playing time as soon as this week. If not, CJ Beathard stinks, so the Cardinals will win in a blowout. The over-under for this game is 49 points. I think it'll be close, but I think this game will go under that. And then the spread is Cardinals by 5. I'm definitely taking the Cardinals there to cover. I'm going Cardinals 27, 49ers 17.
I agree with you. Cardinals stay hot. They get a much needed divisional win to kind of help them get that solidified playoff spot. Okay, I like that.
And then I'll go again because I got another Saturday game.
Okay.
So I'll double up if you don't mind. I have the Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders. The 9-5 Dolphins taking on the 7-7 Raiders. Tua's been playing pretty well lately, but the Raiders aren't a bad team at all. They're coming not necessarily good, but I don't know. Is Mariota playing this week again? In relief of Derek Carr last week, he threw for 17 of 28 passing attempts, 226 yards, 1 touchdown, also threw an interception, but rushed for 88 yards on 9 carries with a touchdown. So he kind of adds another dimension to that offense that they don't have with Derek Carr, a dimension that we've seen with guys like Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts recently, Kyler Murray, where he can do stuff with his legs. And that's something that we haven't seen from the Raiders offense until last week. So if he draws the start again, I don't know what is Derek Carr's injury? Did they say? Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. I don't know. But if Marcus Mariota plays, this game could get interesting. If he doesn't, Derek Carr isn't a bad quarterback, but I'm going to lean with Miami and the Dolphins. I'm going to say Dolphins 24, Raiders 17. The over-under here is 47.5. The line is Dolphins by 3. I'm taking the Dolphins to cover that. But yeah, I just feel more confident in the Dolphins, especially the way the offense has been playing with Tua. They look like they have a lot of life, even without their starting running backs. Like their top 3 running backs last week, they ran for 250 yards. So they're looking good. They look like they're peaking at the right time as they look to make this playoff push. So I'm going to go with them over the Raiders. CJ, what's the next game you got?
Pittsburgh. I'm on your ass, son. I'm on your ass, Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh versus the Indianapolis Colts. You thought I was a fan of you last week. I'm not. I'm totally off this train. A train that Washington, derailed you guys off of. Indianapolis Colts is a good team right now. Defense is playing well. Offense is scoring points. As much as I'm not a fan of Jacoby not starting, Phil Rivers has been playing well for them. They're getting healthy at the right time. Steelers have no identity. They cannot run the ball. Their wide receivers cannot catch. The defense has some glaring holes in it right now. I'm not sure if what is his name? Watt. I think it's Derek Watt. I don't think TJ Watt got hurt.
No, it was Derek Watt.
Yeah. So with that being said, I don't know. It should be an interesting week. Three losses in a row. Will fourth happen? I'm going to say yes, because Indianapolis Colts are no team to sneeze at. That offense can be very explosive. They're trying to make that push because they are very competitive right now with the Tennessee Titans to get that divisional win. And plus, if they get a win over the Steelers, this will help their playoff chances for sure, and also help the Cleveland Browns possibly win the AFC North. I would love to see that. That is something I would love to see, and I'm hoping Santa Claus, Dwayne Claus, shout out to The Rock and the XFL. Hey, why don't you come on the show? Give us a shout out. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. But I would love to see that. And I'm picking the Colts to get a win 34-17 over the Steelers. And they're going to wax that ass. Juju, what are you going to do this week? I need you to shut me up. Are you going to shut me up? Or are you just going to keep dancing like a little... Or you just, you know what I mean? Like, I need to see some production. I need to see something from you. Eric Ebron, are you healthy? Or are you going to drop the ball still? Hey, is James Conner going to be back this week, or Benny Snell? Are you going to run it? What is going on with this Pittsburgh Steelers team? Your fans were, talking all this trash all season long, but now you guys not looking so hot right now. You guys look a little under the weather. So what are you guys going to do? And also for my final game that I have before we go to our finale game is Titans versus the Packers. So with the Colts need this victory to keep in pace with the Titans. I'm not sure if they have a chance to still win the AFC South. Those divisions are side. I don't know who has the tiebreaker between those two teams. But another really good game that's going to be this week. You have Tennessee taking on the Green Bay Packers. And these two teams are very hot right now. I mean, this is really a tough one to call. Can Derrick Henry continue to be dominant like he always is in December? Can Ryan Tannehill continue to just prove people wrong that Adam Gase is really the cancer to any quarterback in NFL? Because as soon as you escape those grips, you blossom and actually show that you're a competent quarterback in the NFL, which is insane. No one thought about that with Ryan Tannehill, but he's been proving it week in and week out. He's been playing well. He's been very productive, which is something that you want to see. This is a Sunday night game in Green Bay, so it's going to be a cold one. It's going to be a cold one, this game. That's going to be very interesting. Right now, Tennessee has the number 2 offense versus the Packers with the number 4 offense. Green Bay's defense is ranked 8th. Tennessee's defense is ranked 27th. So we'll see what happens. Last time the two played was August 9th, 2018, and the Packers beat the Titans 31-17. So with that being said, in Lambeau Field in December, I don't know. The one kryptonite of the Green Bay Packers is a strong running game. We saw that happen last year when they got trounced by the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game. They have to prove. They still haven't proved me right. They have to prove that they can stop the run. And Derrick Henry is a force. But Aaron Rodgers is most likely going to be the MVP this season. And I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers 28-26 on a close game where Aaron Rodgers is going to have to win in the last moments of the game. And I'm going to give it to Green Bay because of the fact that it is in Green Bay and that weather. That is such a home field advantage for sure, especially in this time of the year. So Green Bay by 2 points. And that is my final game prediction before the finale.
And I have the finale game. The Monday night game, an AFC East showdown between the Buffalo Bills and the home team New England Patriots.
Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills in the tundra. I just had to say that.
Yeah, the Bills are 11-3. They are playing in New England, but the Patriots are only 6-8. And again, there's a lot of discussion about are the Patriots going to start Cam Newton or Jarrett Stidham? I think the answer is very simple. The reason they don't start Jarrett Stidham is because he stinks.
So does Cam Newton.
But what does it say about Jarrett Stidham that he's even worse than this version of Cam Newton?
I don't know.
Like Brian Hoyer came in and was better than Jarrett Stidham the last time we saw the two of them play. And Brian Hoyer was also terrible.
So the answer is not on the roster right now for the Green Bay, for the New England Patriots, which means a return for Jacoby Brissett to New England confirmed next season. Cheap quarterback, build the defense, build the offensive weapons back up. Jacoby Brissett for cheap 2 years. They probably bring Jacoby and somebody else. I would love to see Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett battle it back in New England and really for Bill Belichick to get the final laugh because he wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. He wanted to trade Tom Brady. Now he gets to get his guy because Jimmy Garoppolo is done in San Francisco. Make it happen, and Jimmy Garoppolo will be back in the Super Bowl again next season. I'm calling it right now, bold prediction. I'm sorry, continue.
That is a very bold prediction. Let's make note of that. Write it down. Get it written in pen.
Marker. Permanent Sharpie, baby.
Ooh.
That's how confident I am.
All right. Got the Sharpie right here.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. What's today's date? The
Today is the 22nd of December. 12/22/2020. A lot of twos.
You said Jimmy G back to
Jimmy G and Jacoby Brissett back to New England next year, and Jimmy G back in the Super Bowl as well.
I'm writing it down.
Makes a lot of sense. Quarterbacks who both are familiar with Josh McDaniel's system. And then they can get him for cheap.
That's true because he stinks. And the 49ers are probably just going to outright cut him.
The chosen one.
The Rosen one, yes. They have him under contract now. So Jimmy G It's done. Might as well start putting his house on the market now.
Yeah.
But Bills, Patriots, the over-under here is 46. I'm going to stay away from that. The line is Bills by 7. I'm going to stay away from that too. I don't know. It's a division showdown. They're always tough to predict. The Bills have been so good this year, but it's still the Patriots in New England in December.
Bill Belichick got the nuclear codes. He can blow that team out and just destroy their confidence right before the playoffs, which is the most that's what divisional teams do. If they get them like the week before the playoffs or 2 weeks before, and just really because they just know and get how to destroy that team on tape, it's going to be a rough playoff run.
Yeah, so for that reason, I'm still going to take the Bills, but not in a blowout. I'm going to go Bills 27-23.
Okay. I like it. Close game, a good Monday Night Football game.
That's what we want.
We want, yeah. Shout out to Steve Levy as well, man. We love you. Keep doing your thing. Louis Riddick, hey, GM position in Washington football team. I would love that.
Carolina's also available.
We'll see what happens. Brian Greasy, good knowledge as a quarterback. Good team, good duo. You guys are doing your thing. But yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much.
Sure do.
Man. So I guess we can finally kind of go there because this is a big week for both of our teams. More so my team than your team because your team stinks. But my team stinks as well.
It does. It really does.
So
the difference is my team is going to stink and get a top 5 pick, and your team is going to stink and maybe still make the playoffs somehow, and then get trounced in the wild card.
Probably by the Seahawks.
Probably. And it's going to be in Nickelodeon. You guys are going to get splat on.
Yeah. So we got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Washington football team. If Washington can pick up the victory and the Giants lose this week, we clinch the division. I think the Giants – who did the Giants play this week? We just talked about, didn't we? The Giants
played the Browns.
Which should be an interesting game. Wait, no, they played the Browns this past week.
Yeah, that's what you said, isn't it? Who they did?
This
they played this week?
Yeah. Browns play the Jets. Oh wait, who am I talking about?
Giants
play the Ravens. So that's the Ravens has been kind of back on the right foot. The Giants is ever since we started talking good about the Giants and Joe Judge and what a great job he has done, they haven't been so hot. Of course, that has something to do with the quarterback play and having Colt McCoy, gunslinger Colt McCoy, Texas Hall of Fame quarterback Colt McCoy at him, not Daniel Jones, who, that hammy been running too hard because he been running too hard. Can't hold up.
What if that's the play he initially heard it on?
Was that rumbling, stumbling, doubling down the field? It wouldn't surprise me. He was outrunning his body. He was like, hold up now. Your body's, hold up now. You're not Lamar Jackson. Big dog. I don't know. Giants definitely have a lot of pieces to be good next year. I think the NFC East could be a really tough division next 2 years, especially if Dak Prescott's back in the East. Who knows? That's TBD. I'm excited for that free agency watch.
What if he's back in the East, but it's not with the Cowboys? To Washington, perhaps?
I'm not mad at it, to be honest. If we get him, we have to get another wide receiver. Allen Robinson, I'm calling for it. Go ahead and break the bank, man. Break the bank. Get us to, literally the offense is really – offense, linebacker, and safety – not one position offense, the entire offense, linebacker and safety is definitely a need, especially the linebacker position and the offense position, because Our offense is just and when I mean offense, I'm talking about Scott Turner. You're not exempt. Get the fuck out of here. I've been doing so good not cussing, but fuck you, Scott Turner, and your terrible fucking offense. God, I hate it. But we'll see. I mean, I'm a Washington fan for my life, and it's tough. It's really tough, man. It's really tough. I might go on a hiatus for a couple of years. You know, all the Washington fans who left this team have went up the 295 Beltway and went to Baltimore. I can't do it. I just don't look good in purple. I don't look good in purple. We'll see. I mean, that'd be cool. I would love to see Dak Prescott for us, and especially playing against the Cowboys twice a year and just trancing them. We haven't had a good quarterback since, I don't know, Joe Theismann,
rookie year RG3,
Doug Williams,
Alex Smith with 2 legs,
Mark Ripon, Mark Brunell,
Donovan McNabb,
Patrick Ramsey.
Forgot about Jason Campbell.
I love Jason Campbell was like the first starting quarterback I remember, and I was behind. Like I think that was like right the early, like when I was like really getting into football, like and watching it heavy. It was just hard. Jason Campbell, Patrick Ramsey, Mark Brunell, tough man. The quarterback position has been cursed. We're like the Chicago Bears, just haven't been able to find that quarterback, that franchise stud. We're not blessed like the Green Bay Packers to go from one Hall of Famer to the next Hall of Famer, and people in multiple generations don't know what it's like to have a terrible quarterback. Same thing that goes for, well, I can't say for the Colts. I mean, Andrew Luck was pretty good, but I mean, not as long as a trajectory as you wanted to see. Yeah, we're just not blessed at the quarterback position, but back in those Super Bowl teams, we won 3 different Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks, and it didn't really matter. So let's continue that trend. Let's win the Super Bowl.
Why didn't it matter?
Because Joe Gibbs and the stud wide receivers, Art Monk, Darryl Green on the defensive side of the ball, Charles Mann.
You ran the ball a lot, and you had a good defense.
Oh, John Riggins. Oh yeah, them Hogs.
The Hogs.
Yeah, we need to build.
The problem with your team now is Ron Rivera is trying to rebuild those Super Bowl teams from 30-plus years ago. And the game has changed. It's passed him by.
The game has changed, but at the same time,
Ron Rivera is a dinosaur. He needs to adapt.
He does. And so does Scott Turner. Or needs to redact himself from the position of offensive coordinator. Bring back Kevin O'Connell, excuse me. I would love to see who else is a good offensive mind? I don't know. Anybody else. I would love to see it. But yeah.
Jay Gruden?
No.
So not anybody else.
Not anybody else. But I mean, shoot, I'd rather have Scott Turner. His father.
Norv Turner,
excuse me. Yeah, Norv Turner. He'll be good. Chan Gailey in Miami, that old fossil. He'd be good. I don't know. Eric B. I mean, you can't get Eric B as the offensive coordinator.
No,
but whoever's the quarterback coach in Kansas City, who has a good offense right now?
The Bills.
Who's the offensive coordinator for them?
Brian Dabble.
Oh. Brian Dabble. Isn't he like that? No, I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, man. I don't really got much more. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so. I'm excited to watch this Brooklyn Golden State game.
Me too.
You done missed half of it already. I've been watching it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll watch the second half. That's the best half.
You haven't seen the first half. You saying that?
Oh no. What's the score?
50-30.
Oh damn. Who's up?
Brooklyn.
Who are they playing again? Brooklyn who?
Golden State.
Oh, into the Sunday. The super team we've been waiting to see for 2 years. I guess a year and a half now.
Well, Clay's hurt, so they're not really the super team.
No, I'm talking about Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
Because they built it like 2 years ago almost. And then we was like, well, we got to wait until KD gets healthy. With Steve Nash as the head coach, should be interesting. Yeah, man, this has been a great year. We started back in July, and we've been trucking and doing the damn thing, talking a little preseason action, breaking down each position group, to breaking out each game, throwing people in the trash run, showing all these standouts. Man, I've had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
I have too. It's been good.
And let's have some more fun in 2021.
I would love to.
Yeah. So we'll be doing a lot more stuff for you guys. Super excited. Man, yeah, I'm super excited. We got a lot. We got some stuff cooking up for sure. So we will catch you guys in 2021. Any final words, Jonathan, before we are out of here?
No, just see you next year.
Make my dreams come true. Baby, all I want for Christmas
is
you to follow this channel.
Correct. On Twitch, on YouTube, follow us on Twitter.
Follow us
everywhere. Stalk us even. Go ahead. I dare you. Follow us everywhere. Maybe not everywhere.
Not everywhere. But tell your friends to come stalk us as well. And we're going to give you the best NFL content, the best NBA content, the best wrestling content. Wrestling Wednesday on this channel tomorrow night. Watch and ready. I'm super excited for the first episode to debut. Check it out. Tell me what you think. Spam it. Tell your friends. We're going to kill it tomorrow. But other than that, man, that's all I got for you this year. And have a great holidays. Happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. Whatever you celebrate, I hope you
have a good one.
Have a good one and a good new year.
Indeed.
All right, guys. Peace out. We're out of here.